It's a warm August morning in Pompeii in 79 AD. Bakers slide loaves into ovens already glowing hot. Merchants count coins on marble counters worn smooth. 20,000 people live beneath a quiet green mountain. Nobody alive remembers the mountain ever being awake. By midday, the ground begins to tremble underfoot. Wells run dry, and the frightened dogs begin to howl. Small statues rattle and topple from their shelves. Wine sloshes from cups no hand is holding. People glance nervously toward the looming mountain. Then the summit splits with a sound like tearing sky. A pillar of ash climbs 12 miles straight up. At the top, it spreads into a giant pine tree. From the harbor, a Roman admiral watches it grow. His name is Pliny, and he sails toward it to help. Pumice begins to fall on the city like hail. Stones pile a foot deep, then two, then more. Roofs groan and crack under the growing weight. Families tie pillows to their heads and start to run. They carry babies, bread, and whatever they can hold. Some flee toward the harbor, hoping for a boat. But the sea has turned violent and pulled away. Others hide indoors, sure the storm will soon pass. The sky turns black, blacker than any night. Children cling to mothers they can no longer see. Oil lamps refuse to stay lit in the choking dark. Through the long night, the rain of rock never stops. By dawn, doorways are sealed shut from the outside. Then the mountain does something far more deadly. The towering column collapses under its own weight. It races downhill as a wall of scorching gas. Scientists today call this a pyroclastic surge. It moves faster than any person could ever run. Its heat reaches several hundred burning degrees. In nearby Herculaneum, the first surge arrives. People hiding in boathouses die in a single instant. The heat is so fierce, their bare skeletons survive. Pompeii lies farther off and waits a little longer. The survivors there believe the worst is over. Then, the surge sweeps over the city walls. In moments, every living thing inside is gone. The heat kills before the dust even settles. And then something strange begins to happen. Soft ash settles into every fold and crease. It packs tightly around each fallen shape. Layer after layer hardens into solid stone. The whole town vanishes beneath 20 feet of ash. Inside, the soft flesh slowly rots away. But the ash holds the exact shape of a person, a perfect mold of someone's very last moment. For 17 centuries, nobody knows it is there. Farmers plow above a lost city and never suspect. Then, in 1748, diggers strike old Roman walls. They find streets, houses, and painted rooms intact. They find the bread still sitting in the ovens. They find eggs, figs, and a meal never eaten. They find jewelry clutched in long-gone fingers. But the people themselves seem to have dissolved. For 100 years, the hollows are a mystery. Diggers keep punching through these empty pockets. Then, an archaeologist named Fiorelli has an idea. In 1863, he tries something never attempted before. Pour liquid plaster down into each empty cavity. Let it harden, then chip the ash carefully away. What emerges stops every worker in his tracks. It is a man, captured in his final pose. Every wrinkle of his tunic is perfectly preserved. The laces of his sandals are still clearly visible. His head is turned, his mouth slightly open. 2,000 years collapse into a single instant. This is not a statue carved by any artist. It is the literal void left behind by a person. Fiorelli has found a way to recover the dead. And the casts that follow are almost unbearable. A man sits upright, hiding his face in his hands. A woman lies face down, her dress still rippling. A pair seem to reach for each other in the dark. Someone crouches low, as if shielding a child. Beside them, a smaller body never finished growing. In one house, a whole family is found together, parents and children gathered into one corner. They died holding one another as the heat arrived. Their last act was simply to not be alone. Near a gate, a man clutches a sack of coins. He carried his wealth, and it could not save him. Another grips a key to a door that no longer stands. He meant to come back, and he never did. In the gladiator barracks, men die still in chains. They could never have outrun the cloud anyway. In a villa, a sleeping infant is found in its cradle. Nearby, a maid still grips her mistress's jewelry box. The most famous victim here is not even human. A guard dog was left chained to its post. Its body twists backward, legs reaching for the sky. It strained against the chain until the very end. Its bronze collar still lay beside it in the dirt. The mold of its agony survives intact today. Each cast is a frozen photograph of dying. Not a peaceful death, but a desperate, sudden one. Many have their hands raised against their faces. Many are curled into the unmistakable shape of pain. Scientists call this contortion the pugilist pose. Extreme heat forces the muscles to clench this way. It proves many died from heat, not slow burial. The end came in seconds, faster than fear itself. Modern scanners now look deep inside the casts. Beneath the plaster lie the original human bones. The scans reveal their ages, injuries, and diets. Some had perfect teeth from a low-sugar diet. Others show the worn joints of brutal labor. One child's bones reveal he was very young. DNA confirms the families who died, side by side. One pair long thought to be lovers were both men. Another assumed mother was unrelated to her child. The science keeps rewriting these human stories. But the poses themselves never change at all. Around the dead lie the things they once owned. Hairpins of carved bone and bracelets of gold. Surgical tools still sharp enough to cut today. Wine jars sealed for a dinner that was never served. Bronze pots still hang above cold kitchen hearths. Dice and game boards sit on a tavern table. Frescoes still glow on the walls in red and gold. Gardens are replanted from the seeds left behind. Even graffiti survives, scratched into the plaster walls. Ordinary jokes and the names of long-forgotten lovers. Election slogans still cover the outer house fronts. A whole living city, paused at one terrible hour. Vesuvius itself still looms over all the ruins. It is not finished with this land. It only sleeps. 3 million people now live in its long shadow. They live on the same slopes that buried Pompeii. The casts are kept in cases across the ruins. Some lie exactly where they were first uncovered. Visitors instinctively lower their voices nearby. These were not heroes or kings or saints. They were bakers, slaves, mothers, and merchants. People who simply woke up on the wrong morning. Their bodies are gone, but their shapes remain. Pressed forever into the ash that killed them. Each one is a person the earth tried to erase, and the plaster gave them back their final shape. Conservators now fight to keep the casts whole. Old plaster crumbles and must be gently mended. New hollows are still discovered beneath the ruins. Much of Pompeii lies buried even now. Somewhere under the soil, more people still wait. Each future dig may free another final moment. The mountain wrote their ending in a single hour, and the ash kept it perfectly for the future. You can stand before them in Pompeii today. The crouching man still shields his unseen face. The chained dog still arches into the air. The family still huddles in their stone corner. None of them know that we are looking at all. They are still here, 2,000 years later, still wearing the last second they ever lived. It's a warm morning in Pompeii, and they wait.